Winston, Dr. Haye, can you please share your perspective?
Sure. Okay, so let me start by saying about 2 or 3 days ago, a colleague and friend from Prague, which is the Czech Republic, called to say, Winston, we're doing simple things. We now require all citizens to wear a mask if they must be in the public. That's relatively simple. And so that's law there. Similarly, in Slovakia, it's the same thing. In Austria, it's the same thing. So I've been researching it, and without going into heavy science, keeping it real simple, we're agreed that wearing a mask will protect persons who are in the environs of someone who has a cold, doesn't have to be the COVID-19, has a cold, from transmitting that, because it traps whatever may come from your nostrils, your mouth, into the environment. We're now also agreed that even normal speaking, breathing, can lead to the virus being transmitted through droplets to other persons. And third, but not least, we're also agreed that persons without symptoms may be able to transmit the virus because they're positive and have no sign, no symptom. So it's very simple. If we all wear a mask, whether or not we're positive, then it is less likely that those positive will be able to transmit the virus to others. It doesn't have to be a fancy mask. In fact, we're asking that these not be surgical masks because hospitals need them. There's a rush on masks generally, internationally. It's any form of mask made from sheets. One sheet can make enough for your family and your 2 neighbors to your right and left. Any handkerchief, any bandana, that's where it's at. I picked these up, and these are made by Crimson Dawn. Very simple and works beautifully. More importantly, they are reusable. And so you rinse these out gently and you can use them the next day. They are dry and ready to go. And so this is in addition to recommending that where it's at all possible, we stay home, stay at our yard. There's no need to venture out. If you must, then wear a mask at all times. A very important second point is to ensure that persons are aware that there is no juice, there is no rub, there is no root, there is no leaf, there is no weed, there is no tree or tree bark that can help to treat the coronavirus. Already I'm aware of at least one person, but it may be more, who has now been determined COVID positive, COVID-19 positive, who was trying remedies at home, even while they had symptoms. We need clarity on this for the Jamaican population. Nothing gonna work. There is no such product that I'm aware of specific to the coronavirus. And my final point, while we still have time, it's clear to me that there are 2 kinds of spaces which we need to be identifying, especially in close-knit communities like Portmore and in my own area of East Central St. Catherine, where there are persons who live very closely. By virtue of our behavior, it is with some difficulty that we're getting all persons to obey the rule of law and staying home. The same applies to contacts of persons who are positive. And so clearly, we need to be identifying areas like hotels, which would be able to buy into the process, the concept of assisting in having persons quarantine themselves. Now is the time to find such areas, especially for built-up areas like Portmore, for example, so that we can pick those persons out who may be contacts of individuals who we find to be positive. So we take them out of a space, out of a yard with 10 other persons, for example, where it would be with great difficulty that they would be able to quarantine themselves. That's one. On the other hand, the hospital beds are small in number. We'll never have enough for persons who need to be hospitalized, especially as we brace ourselves for the surge, which will be coming, unfortunately. And so let's ensure that we find facilities like in my own community, the Cedar Grove Academy Hall, where we can have persons who have been in hospital with illnesses severe enough to warrant admission. They are now recovering, but still unwell, still not able to be discharged because by definition, you need to have 2 clear negative tests before you are discharged if you were positive before and recovery. But those persons need not stay in a critical bed, of which we have very few. We can remove those persons into a facility for continued care. And so these are the 3 points I'd love to posit today as my recommendations. Thank you very much.